You don't need long, high-rep, floor-based ab routines that might feel like they're developing your abs, but they're actually just wasting your time. You wouldn't train your chest like that, so why are you training your abs like that? Here are the only 2 ab exercises you need for strong and aesthetically well-developed abs. The first one is the cable crunch. Now, I recommend using one of these neutral grip butterfly grip attachments. I see a lot of people using these cable rope ones, but they're just going to smush up your hand, and the load you're going to use is going to be uncomfortable to hold, and your grip might give out before your abs do. I recommend doing 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps, and you can use progressive overload, gradually increasing the weight as you get stronger. So if you grab onto the handle, I want your wrists to be about level with your temples, and you can almost clamp the side of your head with your forearms. We're gonna focus on curling round, touching the elbows nice and close to the knees, avoiding bobbing the hips up and down, stretching the abs out at the top, crunching those top 2 ribs down and in. If you find you're sitting up and down during your reps, I recommend using a roller, putting it on the lower part of your calves, sitting onto it, and then maintaining contact with your glutes or hamstrings whilst you're doing your reps. Another thing to focus on is, rather than hinging with a flat back, we want to make sure we're curling around, almost curling up like a hedgehog into a ball. So I'll show you how most people do it wrong. They'll come down with a flat torso. What I really want you to do is, instead, from the first movement, start curling the ribs in. I like to actually look underneath between my legs. If you can see through your legs, you're probably curling round nicely. The second ab exercise you need is a hanging reverse crunch. I recommend doing 2 to 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. In an ideal world, you would get your knees to come all the way to your triceps with completely straight arms, but don't worry if you can't get all the way there. Just keep your arms straight and try and get some form of hip roll coming under. Your abs are attached into your pelvis, so you do need your pelvis to be tucking under in order to be engaging them, as the first part of the lift is just going to be hip flexors only. As you get stronger, you can work on straightening your legs. You don't have to go to full lockout straight away. You could do a partial straightening of the legs, but then try and keep that angle fixed throughout the movement. Notice I don't worry too much about whether my toes are touching the bar or not. I'm just focusing on an ab contraction and a hip roll. Obviously, if you get good enough, you could lock the legs out and touch your toes for a strict toes to bar. If you're struggling with grip, try using some wrist wraps, and it'll help you to focus on the abs and not worry so much about holding onto the bar. If you found that useful but you want to hear 4 dangerous workout mistakes to avoid wrecking your body, check out this video here.